Well, clearly, Darren, Fulham aside in good form, and the plan has to be to try and put a spanner in the works.
Yeah, listen, you watched them last night and you gets to 5 and 6 and 7 and think, well, they won't be short of confidence. So, yeah, listen, they're a good team. They're a very good team. Regardless of the result last night, I would have still been saying the same things. Clear way in how they play. So my job's to get the players to try and stop them. And also, we're at home, try and win the game.
Yeah, looking at the stats, the number of goals they've scored for this stage in the season is extraordinary. Does the way they play reflect that? Are they a side who like to be on the front foot?
Yeah, very much so. Real style, real identity, real clear patterns of play. And listen, why they've scored so many goals, they've got quality at the top end of the pitch. That's as simple as that, really. They've got real quality.
And looking at the previous matches you've had against sides in that top part of the table, obviously Bournemouth would be a good example, but at London Road you've got Bournemouth, QPR, West Brom, of course, good performance, all sides that you've done well against.
Yeah, I think we've played at home against quite a few top teams in reflection to where they are in the league. Obviously Bournemouth top, West Brom third, QPR fifth. We've done fine, we have. I fully expect us to give Fulham a game. I do. At home I'm confident. I think the players enjoy playing at home. We know it's going to be tough. But we're not going in there just to make up the numbers on Saturday. We're going there to try and win the game.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm sure you're aware of when you play these sorts of sides is that such is the level of resource, it's not just about the starting 11, is it? The players they can pack onto the bench and the way that the manager can change things is important as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, they played we got an extra night's rest. But the way the game went last night, with Blackburn going down to 10 men so early, made it a lot more comfortable than what they probably would have imagined. Meant that you could get rest into players. So, whatever team they put out, we know it's got quality in it. But we know they're beatable at the same time. And we're going to have to produce a really good performance. We're going to have to be bang on tactically, both on and off the ball. In my mind, I know what the team's going to be. I know what we're going to do, and we'll work through it tomorrow.
Yeah, and not only this season, but I suppose you could almost say historically for Posh, your sides have tended to react really well to these type of games. You've liked it when you get the big atmosphere, when you get the best players coming along.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant game for us. I do. What better motivation to try and beat a team that's just won 7-0? I won't have to say too much to the players. The motivation's there for all to see. I think it'll be a really good atmosphere. They'll bring quite a few. Similar atmosphere, hopefully, to the QPR game where our fans were fantastic. But this is why we want to be in the championship so much, to play against the quality we're going to play against on Saturday, and the challenge is to try and upset them.
I know you're a bit frustrated again to concede from a set play on Tuesday night, but presumably looking across the past couple of home games, one of the real positives from conceding those two set plays is the way you've had to battle back and get back into the game, which is one thing. You did it a lot last season, but to take it on to this level is pleasing.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we've found a way, to come back in games, which you need to do throughout the course of a season. You need to dig points out. You need to dig results out. And we certainly did that on Tuesday night. I didn't think we were fantastic. I thought the second half we were better. But against QPR, I thought some of our football was really good. But yeah, listen, we have to stop conceding goals from set pieces. And it's an easy thing for me to say, I know, but we just have to keep working with them. We have to keep showing them the videos. We have to speak to individuals, whoever it may be. And players have to take responsibility for whatever man they're marking.
Tuesday was an odd one in a way, in that Huddersfield, clearly a technically gifted side, have got some really good players, but probably more than anyone else we've seen at London Road, decided to play within them. It was a different sort of challenge where they weren't coming at you all of the game, and it made it a bit of an odd one.
No, they weren't. I thought they got too comfortable in the first half, so we made a tactical change which helped us get control of the game, or more control. I felt when they went 1-0 up, we've got no choice but to go for it, but I thought actually they allowed us to do that a little bit. But no, the spirit of the team, of the group, is a very good one. Added to what we had last season, which was clearly a fantastic team spirit. We've brought in some really good players in terms of to work with, what they're like temperament-wise, what they're like, their attitude. It's a good group to work with.
And of course, one of the changes you made was to bring Johnson on. Across the 2 games since he's been back, has he basically got himself into a position where, if you'd have looked at it, this is exactly what you'd want, where he's pushing hard, he's made a difference coming off the bench, and it's now a good decision to make, isn't it?
Yeah, look, we got an angry Jono on Tuesday. That's what I want. Aggressive. Maybe thinking he's got a point to prove to get back in the team. Fine, don't mind that. Whatever motivates the boy. Get the quality into the box, which Harrison did. The boy will score goals. He will. He's a handful. He was a handful on Tuesday. He changes the dynamics about how we want to play. In terms of, we've got a real focal point, whereas with the other 3, it's they haven't got the physicality. And I thought Tuesday he did all we could ask of him, really. He was a handful. He kept the ball and he scored a goal. With
your other injuries, is it much the same? And I suppose the second part to that, when we get back after the international break for Stoke, could the likes of a Joel Randall or a Ricky J be ready, or will that be too soon for them to play a part?
No, there'll be a possibility, and we're looking at those 2, Joel anyway, and perhaps Ricky as well, to start training next week. We've got the international break after Saturday. We've got a game Tuesday night where the ones that haven't been playing regularly will play against Sheffield United. We'll have another in-house practice match next Friday, which they could perhaps take a part in, and then that'll set them up. So if they come through training, obviously they're going to be short, but if they come through training and through the practice match, then they'll be involved for the Stoke game, I'm sure. I mean, Joel's not. Both of them have not really had the season started at all. Ricky only played part of the Plymouth game, so you could argue we've missed Ricky the whole season, which he's different to what we've got because he's so quick. And then Joel, with the formation, whatever it is, whether we played the 3-4-3 or whatever, we've definitely missed him because he brings something different to the table.
Yeah, and again, it comes back to the options thing, doesn't it? Particularly within games, yeah. You never really want to be turning around and looking at your bench. And if you've got the likes of a Joel Randall or a Ricky ready to go, it just means whatever's thrown at you, you've got different things you can do.
Yeah, I think even on Tuesday you've seen the difference because obviously Kwame got an injury as well. And we're chasing the game and we bring him on and he's an attacking player, he's exciting. I thought he did well when he came on. So before that I didn't have that option. I only had, Jono for the Swansea game and not many other attacking players. So we need them back. We need as many bodies fit as we possibly can.
And with Nathan Thompson, always frustrating to be without him, not only because of what he does as a defender, but a bit like with Mark Beevers, it's the personality as well, isn't it?
Yeah, when you've got 4 bookings and you've got one hanging over you, it's inevitable it's going to happen. We've got Dan Butler in a similar situation where he has to get to the Blackburn game or he gets suspended with the next yellow. So you just have to prepare for that. Obviously, we could have done without it with Tomo because he's playing well, the lad. But someone else is going to have to come in and step up and make sure that they're ready to do the job that Tomo was doing.
One way or another, you've ended up changing the defence a lot so far this season compared with last year. In an ideal world, would you like to get back to the position you were in last season, or is it not too much of a problem? How do you see it?
Listen, we're flexible. I pick a team that will change in a second to a different formation. I don't have to make substitutions. I didn't have to make the substitutions on Tuesday to do the change tactically. It's just that I felt that those players needed to come on. And I think with this league, as much as you want consistency in what you're doing, I think you just have to go game by game and look at things differently tactically. That's how we are. I think we've got real good flexibility in our team.